In February 2013, we conducted an online survey about political participation in Iran. An online questionnaire was openly distributed by different venues of the Iranian web. Of 1,051 respondents who completed the survey, 498 provided us with their email addresses. 2 months later, in April, that same online questionnaire was sent once more to the group who provided their email addresses, only this time with slight changes. The survey was repeated for a third time immediately after the presidential election in June 2013. In total, 1,049 participants completed the third wave of the survey. The data gathered from these 3 waves of surveys encompass 3 sub-data sets. The first, W1, contains 1,051 cases. W3 consists of 1,049 cases. The respondents varied in terms of gender, age, and place of residence. A few of them affiliated to a political party, but some of them defined themselves as activists, and a majority of them identify with the Green Movement, Reformist Movement, or pro-democratic movement. Lastly, the panel data consists of 200 respondents who participated in the online questionnaire in February, April, and June 2013. In the last months of 2012, the Green Movement held no demonstrations in public spaces, mainly as a result of state repression, although the level of repression had decreased. At this time, affiliated and unaffiliated political activists stated that they have been observed, summoned, and questioned for their offline political activities. Although many individuals did not get in trouble for their offline activities, the threat of repression led many activists to refrain from offline activities. These activists first saw probable threats, such as being arrested or detained, being hurt by the security forces, and getting problems at their jobs or universities as main obstacles for their offline activities. Perceived repression was not only high for offline activities, but it also existed for online activities. Although the types of threats that people expected to face for offline and online were very different. Despite the many potential threats, the socio-political activities continued in different forms. Although offline activities still existed in limited forms, such as boycotting some specific goods and face-to-face conversations, many people lean towards online activities, such as sharing socio-political posts on social networks and supporting different pages, groups, or campaigns on Facebook. Moreover, some of the activists got involved in indirect political activities, such as participating in social science courses, book clubs, and charities. Despite the fact that the rate of active membership in official political organizations was very low during this period, people were still embedded in informal, social, and online networks. In the last months leading to the Persian New Year of March 2013, there was a wave of disappointment among socio-political activists. People were worried, desperate, and frustrated, thinking about the situation in Iran. The international situation of Iran was the most important issues people were dissatisfied with. Despite the general dissatisfaction, the overwhelming majority preferred nonviolent, gradual, and reformist tactics to improve Iran's situation. Apparently, preferring reformist and gradual tactics over radical ones had led to a stagnant political sphere in the run-up to the presidential election of 2013. Most of the participants who had voted for Mousavi and Karoubi in the 2009 presidential election had chosen not to participate in the 2012 parliamentary election, but were still undecided about the 2013 presidential election. A group of young reformists and green activists urged Khatami, the reformist former president, to run in the 2013 presidential election. This marked a new period for presidential campaigning. After the Iranian New Year, the rise in campaigning activities, coupled with low potential of repression in offline and online activities. Before the nominees register, only 28% of those who eventually voted had made their final decision upon participating in the election, and almost 60% had decided not to vote at all. Khatami decided not to run due to threats, but Hashemi registered as a candidate at the very last moment. Hashemi's announcement of candidacy changed the political sphere, and it encouraged many to participate in the election. But his disapproval by the Guardian Council disappointed many hopes. At this time, reformist activists and Green Movement supporters faced a big dilemma. Should they participate by supporting one of the moderate candidates or boycott the upcoming election? Young political activists pushed for participation in the election. When the official campaign began, the gatherings and rallies had a different focus from previous campaigns. This time, many of those who decided to participate were trying to mobilize others to do the same. Online and offline collective activities increased during this time in various forms. Presidential debates on one hand, and the coalition of the two moderate candidates, Arif and Rouhani, on the other, had persuaded many to participate in the election. Participation in the election was encouraged until the very last moment. In this stage, socio-political participants employed different channels to communicate, the most important of which were new websites. While many respondents believed the election would not contribute to the solution of the socio-political problem in Iran 4 months before the election, right after the election, they stated that this election and their individual vote would improve the situation of Iran. This can be found in the reasons that respondents provide both for participating or boycotting the election. The 2013 presidential election ended with the victory of Hassan Rouhani, the moderate candidate who was supported by a major sect of reformists and Green Movement forces. The result of this election made activists more determined to employing peaceful, gradual, and reformist approaches. Accepting election as a tactic to get back into the match and break the repression not only led to major changes in the social and political sphere of the country, but revived the green and reformist movements in Iran as well.
جدیداً